Hello everyone, welcome to another video review, and this is the Transformers Prime Wars Trilogy, Repugnus with Dastard and Solus Prime. Yes, another one of their special editions things, the second one to re-release, and yes, you can see Repugnus here, and, well, Solus. We'll get to those two in a little bit, but first the box, real quick. You can see, again, really nice artwork of Repugnus killing some Decepticon, and another stuff back there, and, oh hey look, it opens up with a flap, and hey look, Titans Return. This is the Titans Return version, because, yeah, well, many will knight, one will rule. To control an ancient race of warriors the size of cities, the Titans, the Autobots and Decepticons, harness the power of Titan Masters. Smaller bots to give bigger bots increased abilities in battle. Yeah, you can see Solus Prime's there, because you had every single one of them get the Prime Master of some sort. You get, of course, the window up here, which helps, you know, illuminate the figure on the shelf and whatnot. You got a bunch of crap on the copyrights and whatnot. You got Prime Master symbols on the side. You got the artwork again, more artwork on this side, different artwork actually. You see, oh hey, look, there's a Twinferno and Grotesque there, and on the back you say, look, there's a figure and all the things, Dastard, Solus, different renders of that. And hey, look, a bio. With the Decepticons rising, the Autobots' power with Titan Master partners to stop them. Dastard gives Repugnus the ability to erase memories and wipe evidence of their missions from existence. Yeesh. And one other thing I want to mention about the box, because, yeah, oh look, here's a Blast-Off's box and everything. And, oh hey, look, there's a picture forming. How about that? There's one more picture, because there's one more. He's coming out next month, I believe. So soon. But yeah, that's the box. And of course, along with the figures, you get all instructions. Nice glossy paper again. It's typical instructions, but I know this mold pretty well, so not a big deal there. But for now, we're going to focus on Solus. Let's see if we can. Yeah. Solus Prime. It's gray, lots of gray. It's almost. This is all paint though. It's almost like, I think, like most of this is paint. But it's painted as well, make it all uniform. And you see, you know, translucent blue peeking out here on the arms and the shoulders, hands, and head there. They, you know, articulations, you know, it's Prime Master, so, you know, left and right. Articulation, forward and back on there and outward, all that stuff, and hips and knees. And, of course, folds up. And you got, hey, look, Solus. Solus Prime is the translucent, special translucent version. And this is one of two ways so far to get it in the US, which is the other way is to get, well, Optimus Primal Comic-Con version, which, well, a lot of us had a little trouble with that. Thanks Hasbro for having, or Toy Shop for having terrible computer system. And real quick, because I'm just going to do this now, you can see in there, open that up just real quick, just to make this easier to get to this. And oh, look, there's another guy in here. It's Dastard. Yeah, just like the other version of this mold, he goes in there just fine. We'll go look at him real quick. Because, yep, he's got a bit more paint. Browns, grays, and yellows here. You know, again, same sort of articulation stuff. But yeah, you can see a bit more paint, gray and yellow, whatnot. And folds up to a very yellow head with, well, this one's got green eyes. People are saying there's like a blue eyes, but mine very definitively has, I think that's green. Yep, mine definitely has green eyes. So, yep. Just want to show that real quick before we move on to the main figure, which is Repugnus. As you saw, yes, Dastard or any Titan or Prime Master can go in there. In this slot, that's like normal. But yeah, you can see it's a big old bug monster dude. It's Repugnus. It's, you know, reds, yellows, browns, a little bit of white, and green. Green translucent plastic, which looks real nice. It's based off the same mold as Twinferno and everything, with some obvious modifications. Mostly up top. Down here, it's pretty much almost identical. But you can see, it's a pretty cool little monster guy. Got his weapons stored back here, like, you know, looking like little bug wings and everything. You know, nice little middle bits of detail, like this tech detail picked up with a tampo there. Again, just a little bit of red right there. Autobot symbol, little bits of paint picked out right there on the top of the head. It looks really good, I feel. Yeah, he's also got a bit of posability. His arms can kind of move right here. They can't go any further down because of the molding, but he, you know, move down, move up. The only problem is once that point you get, you know, it starts bumping into jaw there. He's got an elbow, you know, so it's up and down. Can twist side to side. And, you know, that can do that. His mouth's going to open and close a little bit, but you can see then you do that, you can see it's pretty much hollow in there, but you can see the mouth open and close. His legs can move forward and back, and the thing is, these are really loose. You can see that. Just it doesn't take a lot to make them move forward, but they move forward and back, they move outward 90 degrees. And they have a knee and toe. Another cool thing, someone figured this out, which is, oh hey look, he's got these pseudo bug wings that can't do anything. However, if you untab these from the back, you can kind of start doing crazy stuff with them, and oh hey look, now they're kind of like, now you can kind of have them look like they're flying or whatever, so he's got that. And of course he's got, yeah, I keep forgetting to point this out, but you know, Prime and Titan Master pegs, you know, on the back, if you want. So you got that. All that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah. I think the biggest problem right now is just simply those are loose. Otherwise, it's a solid figure. I think that's pretty much so. I'm finding out that's universal. It's just the hips are really loose in bug mode. Bug monster mode. But a real quick, gonna bring this camera down just a little bit. Comparisons. Here's a Twin Inferno. You can see kind of tall. And Grotesque, the trio. The entire trio of Monsterbots is complete. All based on the same mold, but also pretty well done. Pretty good. Now, you can see right here how the difference, how pretty significantly molded. You start looking at the bottom, and that's when you see all the, you know, similarities between like the feet and stuff. Yeah, he's got remoted toes, actually. These guys have pretty similar feet, although they are slightly different. Yeah, they're slightly different, but he's got the most differences and stuff. But you can see that, just how they reused this mold multiple times and made it work. The other thing I got to compare him to, of course, is the little Titan Master version of Repugnus. You can see that. You can see that. This is a little tiny guy. You know, same sort of thing. But what's really interesting here is if you take Dastard here and swap him out for, well, this Repugnus right here on the Titan Master, this is something I found that's interesting. Swap him out. He now matches a little better because of the yellow chest. He now suddenly matches a little better to the big one here. So that's kind of interesting in my opinion. That's, you know, it's kind of weird how it matches better because of that. But yeah, I'll put those guys off to the side for now. And we'll go ahead and transform them. So first things first, remove the little sword things. Mine tab on super tight. Remove those. Take the feet and collapse the legs and collapse them in. You know, fold up the foot, collapse it in. Untab them here from the back, which can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. They don't always like to come undone. Untab and unfold. And if they didn't do so in the process, split them apart. Then take the feet and collapse them up like this. They'll tab in. And then rotate the feet around. And that's the lower half done. From there, you want to untab the arms from the back. Rotate them forward. Rotate them forward. Then rotate at the elbow, rotate them down. And open the feet out. Like that, or not feet, wow. Hands out. Like that. Then take the little bug claws. Collapse the gray bits, the actual claw parts, in. Like that. And then straighten these out. Rotate these around. Like this, 180 degrees. And then collapse them into the chest. Like that. There's a rotation point here. And a rotation point there. You just collapse them in. They'll tab into the chest. And you also want to take this bug head and move it out of the way. And collapse these into the chest. And then take the bug head. Collapse it all the way back. There's little slots here for the tabs on the head. Like so. And you take Dastard here. And, well, if transform and slot them in. And boom, you got Repugnus in his robot mode. And it's a really good robot mode, honestly. I really do like this guy. I've always liked this mold a lot. So, you know, another one, like, yeah, sure, of course, I'll take it. Yeah, it's, you know, finally complete the trio without having to just, you know, have a little tiny Titan Master dude, just, you know, to round it out. It looks really nice like this. Again, you know, kind of a little bit more yellow here, down here, and whatnot. Nice bit of, you know, use the same colors, but slightly different placement, so it's a little nicer. You know, you got stuff like that. So you got, it just looks really good. You know, you got the weird little, I guess, the chest, you know, Autobot symbol in there and everything. Got little gray vents picked out. It just looks really good. Unless you got some more white showing up from the legs and fists and whatnot. It just looks good. Again, the only problem is, well, these are still super loose, and so it kind of is easy for the feet to go crazy. But he looks great. He's got his swords, both of them, as you want. You know, you can, of course, hold them like swords like this. As it stands. Hold those swords like that. You can also put them together. I'll do that real quick. Put them together. The usual stuff with the Titan Masters, and take one of them and plug it in. And plug it into there, and now it's a little sled thing, which is pretty nice. So you got that. And nice because you got the Prime Master, you can also use the sled whilst in robot mode. The other cool thing is, on either arm, there's these little tabs here, and there's slots on the side of the weapon. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, okay. There's little slots right here. On here. And what you want to do is the curved part, you want to have that facing inward for this. Tab on there, and tab the other one on the bottom, and tab them together. Like so, and now you got a little cool little arm thing. I guess it could be a blaster or just double, you know, blade thing to stab people with. Yeah, I think that's the best way for this weapon to look, these weapons to look. I just like it like this, a personal preference and all that. But articulation-wise, you know, he's Titan Master head, so, you know, left and right, a little bit of up and down, waggle and all that stuff, depending on stuff. Although I do notice the this little bit right here on the Titan Master head. This bit kind of sometimes gets caught on stuff back here, so mileage may vary. Arms forward and back. You got outward, bicep swivel, elbows about 90 degrees. No waist, unfortunately. Even though he doesn't have that weird hip skirt anymore, there's still the hinge and stuff there in the way, so it's still going to do that. Forward, back, and outward. Pretty far, all 90 degrees there. Thigh swivel, really tight thigh swivel. Like that is really tight. Knees, because of transformation and whatnot, can, well, curl pretty far. And the feet can go side to side like this and back, but, you know, it's only useful in very specific poses, but you can do that. No ankle tilt, though. If you really want to, you can do crazy stuff like give him forearms, so, you know, give him his little monster arms in robot mode, too, if you want. Oop, unpet, have that by mistake. But yeah, you can give him his little monster arms in robot mode if you want to. If you want, yeah. That was a sentence. Yeah, you can do that if you want. It kind of looks weird and fun. And so it's one of those goofy little things you can do with a figure. Of course, it helps if you do that right. There we go. Helps if you collapse the chest properly. Yeah, it's one of those fun little things you can do. Yeah. But here's the deal. I prefer this head, the old Titan Master head. I think that generally looks better. You got the bigger eyes. They're both, you know, very yellow, just yellow, but there's, I don't know, because of the bigger green eyes and the stern glare, it looks, I think, a little better. Overall, you can see how well that comes across, but yeah. Yeah, you can see that just, I feel the Titan Master head Looks a little better. Wow, I just cannot get a good grip on this guy. Looks a little better than the default head here. I prefer this head for sure. And so that's the thing. I'm glad I got this guy just for that. And plus, you can put this guy in the little Repugnus, and it'll look more correct with the yellow chest and everything. I mean, yeah, it's just more uniform yellow, but it does look more correct. So there's that. I think I prefer that. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep his head on him for display. You know. And of course, I got to do this. Here he is with his fellow Monsterbots in robot mode. The whole team. Looks really good. They all look really good together, I feel. They just look really solid. All next to each other like this. You know, if all this, I'm just really glad that, you know, they were able to use this mold multiple times. I really like the mold in the first place. And, well, they all have pretty much the same lower half, although these guys have the little tail tips that he doesn't. They all did a lot of remolding for the upper half. I mean, the upper halves are all completely different. I mean, heck, he doesn't even have the wings these two have. So, yeah, I feel that this was a really well done, you know, really well done using this mold. You know, people were really excited when they found out there's going to be Deluxe Repugnus finally. And he's well worth picking up. He's, you know, $25, him and Solus. He's worth picking up. Although I would also add the caveat of get the Titan Master if you can find him. If you find this guy, get him because the head is way better. I also know Takara is releasing these two as a 2-pack. So if you missed out on this guy, because, yeah, Toys R Us went down and that was a whole cluster, a fustercluck, if you will. Yeah, so if you missed out on him and you really want the whole set, there's Takara 2-pack coming, so you can get them there. But yeah, they just look fantastic together, in my opinion. They just look really good, and I like them. I like this whole set. I like Repugnus. Only thing is, again, just these are stupidly loose. That's my biggest problem. It's just that. Everything other than that, though, he is solid. I would highly recommend picking him up. $25 is a no-brainer. He's on Amazon sporadically. It's in and out of stock. He'll pop in and out, so just pay attention. You'll probably get him eventually. Or you can just get the, you know, pre-order the 2-pack from Takara and get both these guys if you want. So, yeah. Repugnus is great. Solus is a nice little thing, although it's just a Prime Master, so whatever. But Repugnus is definitely great. I'd highly recommend picking them up for the $25. So, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this or found it informative. And I shall see you next time with another video review.